Hello guys, welcome to another video. Let's solve the fifth question from the playlist JavaScript problems for practice for the SDE1 and fresher. Today we are going to implement the method chaining. This is the basic implementation of the method chaining that you can expect. Method chaining has multiple variations. It goes from easy to hard depending upon the level of interview. So today we are going to solve the basic or ST1 level method chaining. As you can see in the example, we have to implement this. Calculator is a variable which has an object and it has methods which can be changed. So we have first pull the add method from the calculator object, then we have subtract which is chained on add, then we have divide chained on subtract, and then multiply on divide. This can be changed in any order. There is no specific order of chaining. And then finally when you do total, you get the calculated value after each method. So we get 20. So we have to implement this method chaining, or we have to showcase the working of method chaining in JavaScript. Let me copy this and then we'll do the implementation. So let me copy from here to over here and then we'll implement the calculator object. Now the value of this, so this is a special keyword in JavaScript and the value of this depends upon the scope and the context in which it is being executed. For example, I have this article on my course alpha.learnersbucket.com where we revise the value of function and this. So if you are in a browser environment and if you are executing the function normally, the value of this will point to window. If you are executing it as a method, the value of this will point to the object itself. If you are invoking as a constructor, the value of this will point to a new object or undefined in the strict mode. And then if you are invoking the function using call, apply and bind methods, then the value of this will be whatever is passed as a first argument. So if you are preparing for interviews, do check out my course. You have all the resources that you need to prepare for your interviews. So based on these, because we have to implement, or this method chainings are a series of methods, we are going to follow the method by creating the object. Here I'm going to have total will have 0 as the initial value, then I'll have add will be a function and this will accept a value as input, and now inside this we are going to say this dot total plus and equal to value. So this add method, what it will do is it will accept a value and it will add it to the total. That's why we are using this assign operator, which will do the addition of the value to the existing total value, and then from here we can return total. Sorry, we will return this because we have to chain on the methods and the properties that are available in the object. So returning this will return the instance of this object and then we can use it to further chain. You can also use the fat arrow function over here, or this normal function. The value of this inside the normal function will also be pointing to the same object. And here in the subtract method, this dot total minus equals to val, we'll just subtract the value and then again return this from it. And similarly we'll have the divide and multiply. So let me copy this, paste it, let's do divide and then multiply, and here it will be divide and here it will be multiply. Because we are returning this from each of these methods, so this is again referencing to the same object, and on the same object we have all these 4 methods, so we can chain it further. So that's why from the calculator I have this method add, and add returns this, which is the same instance of the calculator. I can then pull the add method itself or any other method which are available or the property. So now that our implementation is in place, if I run this, we should see 20 in the output. We are seeing 20 as a output. Let's say if I change the order, then also we should have the output. So 0 by 2 gives us nan. Anything divided by 2 will give us nan. So let's change the value. The initial value I'll set it from 0 to 2. So 2 divided by 2 will give us 1, or 2 minus 2 will give us 1. Sorry, we can have the 0 also because we are doing the subtract operation. I thought we are doing division. Let's run this. Again we got 20. So only the order has changed, the value is same. Let's say we do multiplication first, then the value will also change. So now here I have multiply. Now anything multiplied by 5 will be 0. So that's why let's change this to 2. And now what will happen is 2 into 5 will 10. 10 minus 2 becomes 8. 8 plus 10, 18. 18 divided by 2 will be 9. So we should get 9 as output. We are getting 9. So this is how you can implement method chaining. Here we are using a normal object and we are adding the chain. Let's say if you have to use a fresh instance every time, so we can convert this to an function, and from the function we can say that this dot calculator, and from here we can return an object. So this will return a new object every time. So you will get a new instance. You will get a new instance every time. So here let me create let or const calc is equal to calculator. We will invoke this. This will return us a fresh object, and on that our method chaining and the value will run. So this will help us to get a fresh instance every time. You can create multiple instances and your object will be private. Initially when we had created as a variable the object, it was public. So this is how you can do abstraction as well on the method chaining. I hope you have learned something new. See you in the next video where we'll implement the currying.